God Eater. Oh, how I so missed you so much. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Double Talk of Anime, here today to talk about God Eater's Return, episode 10. Wow. I kind of want to cry right now, but I mean, I'm a little shaken up after what I saw, but damn, God Eater. I love this show so much, and I was like, you guys seen my anime hype, and you know, like, oh, God Eater's coming back finally. It's like at March 5, mark your dates. I'm so excited, you know, 4 episodes left, like, how they gonna do this? And, like, I don't know, like, seriously, like, after, I was expecting, like, some freaking action after last episode. I don't know, I mean, they gotta end the series in 4 episodes, so I was expecting some freaking, like, huge-ass action, and the whole cliffhangers they put in episode 9, like, yeah, I was expecting a lot of stuff, but this is not what I expected. It kind of shook me a little bit, but it's freaking amazing at the same time. For one, continue off episode 9. Basically, Lenka has getting his new god arc, basically that thing on his wrist, with this new compatibility thing because he is dying and he's continuing to fight. And man, I just loved episode 9. I thought episode 9 was legitimately the end of the series, but episode 10, oh my goodness. Episode 10 leaves off with that, Lenka getting his new god arc, the new customized one because of his condition, right? And then, in the meantime, it's also telling Lenka's backstory, and oh my goodness, Lenka's backstory was just super emotional, and like, damn. Oh, damn, that's all I gotta say for it. Lenka was... wow, oh my goodness, I can't comprehend all this, it's so good. I love this so much. So Lenka was actually found by this family who took him in as a kid, right? And like, that's how Lenka came to be. Lenka was abandoned and this family just found him and raised him to become himself now, right? And that's so interesting because, like, well, I mean, for one, we didn't know anything about Lenka's backstory, so now we're just so filled in, but then, like, damn, this just happened. Like, Lenka's been through some shit, I swear. So Lenka eventually grows up with this like sort of establishment, or like this group, right, that has been rejected by Fenrir because they are not positive for like the God Eater program thing, right? So they can't be God Eaters and their families can't come in to Fenrir where safety is and whatnot, right? So that's a terrible thing, but I mean, like, damn, like there's like a whole bunch of people that have like tested negative and like they can't do anything about it. They're abandoned the outside, and like in the inside either, there doesn't seem to be a lot of like God Eaters at all. I mean, like, we have our main team here, and then we have like a bunch of other God Eaters out there, but then like I'm pretty sure there's a limited amount of God Eaters, probably more than there's like more negative people per se. So I mean, like, if all those God Eaters die, then they're all screwed. But like, eventually we don't find out that Lenka's tested positive until later, when he's grown like older as when he was a kid, because I mean, basically we just see Lenka grow up as a kid from when he was a baby to when he was a kid, and then when he was a kid his family took over it, like his family watched over him, especially the sister is like super awesome, but damn, the ending, I swear. So like eventually Lenka gets sick, right, and this sickness is like is spreading within their group, which is where Lenka and I forget her name, but like, oh my goodness, I'm pretty sure it's Iroha or something. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't think straight right now. But like, Lenka's mom gets sick with the same sickness as Lenka has. So Lenka and his mom are both sick, and they're only able to save one person. At that point, it's when they tested Lenka to be positive with the God Eater thing, right? So they saved Lenka instead of the mom, and that was such a hard decision to make. Oh my goodness, it's so emotional. Like, after episode 9 was pretty cool, emotional, and with some action and whatnot, and all these freaking plot twists and whatnot. This whole episode 10 just like continue off after that whole break of episode 9 and like that span of time. Wow, it's just so good to be back. Where I leave off. So yeah, Lenka lives on instead of his mom, and the event skips back to when they're like teenagers, olders, right? It's like sort of like he is now in a sense, but then eventually gets to the point where, well, actually, one interesting thing that happens when Lenka was a kid is that he meets Lindo, and Lindo saves him. He gives the compass to his sister, but then things happen, and the sister gives the compass to Lenka, who then goes back to Lindo, ironically, and like, wow, I mean, I want to know if Lindo knows who Lenka is, because that would be just awesome. So eventually, back to the Lenka history and backstory, where he's an adult, is like, their group is very thin now, they have low supplies and whatnot, and like, literally, like, all they gotta do is just survive, to be honest. But then, you know, as they're scavenging for stuff and just supplies, their camp is raided by Aragami, of course, and everyone's freaking wiped out except for like a sister and their father, who, I swear this is such an AOT thing, but his father gets trapped under some rubble and he's left for dead, basically. And then like, they can't save, like, Lenka and his sister couldn't save him, so they gotta leave him, and I'm just like, oh no, it's another Attack on Titan shit. Like, it wasn't like that emotional thing, sort of, but then like, it still hurt to see like, okay, you two gotta live on, you guys gotta go protect the future, you gotta live on for us. And when I was like, it's so emotional. And then eventually, like, you know, Lenka, being stubborn as he is, he like tries to save him, but then freaking sister slaps the heck out of him. It's like, you know, you gotta live, we gotta go. And they get a motorbike and they just vanish off into the distance, and their dad, you just see the freaking Aragami eating on the dad, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Damn, this anime is so good. And then, to make things even worse, his sister gets scratched by an Aragami, and it takes, basically, these two now are trying to head to Fenrir to try and get Lenka inside the God Eater thing, and Fenrir, and like, it's just like a whole journey of them surviving and trying to sneakily pass Aragami. And wow, like, you know, they don't show a lot, but they must have gone like so far to walk and run and sneak past Aragami just to head to Fenrir. And eventually, like, we saw this coming, right? But the sister and her scratch got infected, and the sister can't run anymore. I mean, they don't have any medicine, they barely have any supplies for food or whatever. I mean, like, the sister is, you know, they can't bring the sister, and like, Lenka being stubborn again, he's trying to protect his sister, but his sister knows that if she stays with him, then he's gonna die, and then they can't fulfill the promise to the mom and their wishes. So it's at that time where she gives him the compass, and then she's telling him, like, hey, you gotta go on without me, you gotta just do this, and, you know, you gotta live. And like, Lenka, I knew he would not like try to like abandon his sister, but then that's when they spring the fact that, you know, even if you come with me to Fenrir, she couldn't come in because they're not biological. And I didn't know that fact. I was assuming, like, oh yeah, just bring your family in, why not? It's like, it's not like they don't have to be genetically family, right? I'm just like, oh shit, they do? Fuck! And then like, then that explains a lot, because like, yeah, I was like wondering, okay, why not just go Fenrir? Like, you could just say you adopted him as a thing, right? And like, why not? And then apparently you have to be genetically family to go in, and that's such bullshit. And like, damn, that explains why they didn't go anytime soon. So yeah, and then Lenka, being stubborn, trying to not save his sister, she does like the most ultimate sacrifice of all, and like, I swear I can't imagine doing that. She takes Lenka's knife and stabs herself, and she slits her own throat. And eventually, you know, she bleeds out, and that causes Lenka's like, okay, you can't save me anymore, you have to go, because you're gonna stay if I'm alive, right? And then, you know, yeah, so now he has to go because she's gonna die, and like, that's so sad and heartbreaking to see, because now the Aragami just come up and start eating on her, right? And then like, oh my gosh, Lenka, oh my god, like, I feel for you, bro. Like, Lenka, for a protagonist, as much as you're dying right now, currently, you gotta do something, man. I believe in Lenka now. He's just done. He's been through some shit. And then eventually it gets to this whole like thing with his sister and whatnot. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if like we're establishing this whole sister brother thing where they're not biologically related and whatnot. But I mean, it ends with that sequence. Lenka runs off in the distance, and then we continue off to episode 1, where he goes into Fenrir and everything else happens. So, God Eater, oh my goodness, you're back, and you hit us with this whole episode. I can't wait to see what happens next week, because there's only 3 episodes left now. You got Operation Meteorite, and then shit goes down in the last 2 episodes to this ending that I don't know anything about. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This episode was just so dang emotional, and like, wow. I'm happy the show's back. So anyways guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, because next week I'll be back to cover episode 11. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't Talk Anime channel, so take care guys, and matane.